And it's now then. We are here in Pentil, having newly arrived, after clearing a blockade by myself, because I could. Because I'm awesome. These items will not be mine, I'm sure. So, I really don't see the point in picking them. I mean, I could just to see. Apparently that cloak I can take? Nah. It's fine. And since I'm in a friendly town, it doesn't matter what I do. They're just like guarding these supplies, I suppose. Yeah, not a big deal. Where would this take me? It'd take me down to the Pentil Woods, right? Got some more guard serviles there. Didn't look like there's anything of interest. It just looks like that I'm patrolling around like the city walls here. Which, whatever, it's a thing. I'll probably sell that belt, because I find the student belt to just be more useful for my character, given how important intelligence is, which is totally why I increased strength, by the way. Oops. I was pretty sure I pressed escape, and apparently escape counted as a hotkey for travel. And suddenly I freaking... What? No. No. I didn't want to be here yet. I don't care what the text said. I didn't want to be there. It's dumb. Repeating content to artificially lengthen video. And although I'm not exactly compelled to steal anything, I'm just interested in seeing what they have. Now, you need to run faster. Okay, what's up this way? It's the Wooded Valley. I want to go to Pentil. You are an agent by plenty of levels of skillcraft. Okay, never mind. You enter the village of Pentil. It is quite a bit more than... I mistakenly thought I had traveled somewhere and I didn't, and this was the dialogue for this place. You enter the village of Pentil. It is quite a bit more than a village, actually. This was a large fort, probably the administrative center. Though you weren't sure at first, it is becoming clear that this island was once a major Shaper research center. Whatever caused your people to declare Susia forbidden, it must have been very dramatic. As you enter, the effect on the serviles here is dramatic. They stare at you in awe. Even considering the reactions to you so far, it is remarkable. Some of them fall to their knees. One of the guards walks up to you, staring at the ground and shuffling his feet. Shaper, welcome to Pentil. In the name of the Obeyers, we welcome you. We are grateful that you have returned to rule and guide us at last. He walks back slowly, not daring to look directly at you. When you meet the gaze of one of these meat creatures, they look away. For once in this isle, you are meeting serviles who treat you like serviles elsewhere do. It's good to know. Yeah, I like these guys. That's right. Shapers don't need your help. Nope. I handled that situation back there perfectly fine. You do realize that I cleared the thing, right? Right, yes, maybe. Maybe not. Will this open? 8? That's a bit much for Grimith. A bit much for Grimith right now. 8. Holy shit. You don't have to go everywhere to finish Geneforge. Some areas are better with different build characters. Some areas are easier with different build characters. You know, depending on your mechanics skill and other things. And I'm just fucking around unlocking these things again for fun. You know, when I have the entire area mapped out, it looks prettier that way. These javelins are not mine. Can't as. I pressed escape, and that made me go here. I forgot. I'll clear out the, It's interesting that I appeared back here again. Whatever. Sounds like a pool of some kind that helps to replenish shit. that was walking past there. Okay. And now, after 5 minutes, we can actually dip our heads in here and see what's happening. Hello, how's it going? Sign says, Learned Jaffe, Sage. Though the serviles of Pentil claim total obedience to the Shapers, it is very strange what you find in here. It is a laboratory used for shaping new creations that has been scrupulously maintained by the serviles. It also looks like, despite the absence of Shapers for many years, this lab has been in use. The serviles here seem to have been trying to use Shaper powers on their own. Very strange and worrying. This bears further investigation. Oh, it will have further investigation. You meet a servile sage. You know that serviles are often used as researchers and laboratory assistants. This one clearly aspires to be something more. You smell the sulfur stink of living Fioras. Welcome, Shaper, the old servile says. I am Jaffe of the Obeyers. I have been here long and learned much. I am sure there is much you want to know about this isle. I can help you. What sort of work are you doing here? What is this lab for? Do not fear, Shaper. I am not following the arts forbidden to us serviles. I would never attempt to try to make my own creations. I have been trying to tame existing creations, to control rogues and to have them fight for us instead of against us. I expose them to training, to beating, and to essence, and appeal to their natural obedience to true Shaper thoughts. Does it work? Yes, it does. Most of the rogues we capture do not survive the taming, but a few, all Fioras, have. They fight for us now in some places. We need all the force we can have to survive what is against us. I have another question. Jaffe watches you quietly. His doesn't look awestruck, but he clearly finds you to be very interesting. There is much I would like to learn from you. I am sure there is. However, I can only share my knowledge with an ally of the Obeyers. I know much, and I cannot afford to aid anyone we are not sure follows the true designs of the Shapers. Like you, Shaper. Well, fine then. Right. That's another super locked door. We have our friendly Fioras here just milling about, having themselves a ball. That's cool. What we got here? Sign says, always be thinking of the true will. What's this? It perhaps is a container, but currently holds nothing. The sign says, Hall of the Obeyers. This massive hall is sparsely decorated. The floor is bare except for a scattering of chairs arranged for discussion. It is as if there was nothing placed here to distract from the business at hand. This is the meeting hall of Pentil in the center of the Obeyers sect. From here the plans of the serviles are set into motion, all with the sole intention of pleasing the Shapers. And that dude's feet hurt. Oops. Using the quick save kind of makes me... I bow before you, Shaper. Cool. You aren't used to seeing this complicated a mix of emotions in the face of a servile. Normally they are simple, obedient, docile creatures, not this one. You see on his face the look of one who has spent many years in command, plotting, and scheming, who has now come face to face with the thing he has worshipped for many years. Awe and cunning fight within him as he tries to decide how to deal with you. Finally he says, Shaper, I have heard of your arrival. I am awed and grateful that you have returned to us in last. I am Rydell. I am the leader of the Obeyers, the only sect that has stayed steadfast and true in our obedience to your kind. We know that you are alone here, endangered by the rogue creations that surround us. We hope that you have come to assist us, and to reward us for our obedience. He looks at you expectantly. I want to learn more of the Obeyers. Gladly, Shaper. My life is centered around describing our beliefs. I think that they will, upon reflection, be pleasing to you. We are dedicated to nothing but showing your kind the obedience we owe you as our creators. We hope one day that we will be able to convince you to ally with us. Tell me more of your beliefs. I should not need to, Shaper, for our beliefs are exactly those of you and your people. You are the creators, the formers. We were not there, and then we were, to your will and efforts. The Awakened say that our debt to you for your act of life-giving may be paid off. We do not know if that is true, we doubt it. But if the debt truly can be paid, it will take many, many more years of true obedience and service. Note, however, that we only serve the true Shapers, who follow the Shapers' true beliefs. If we feel that a Shaper has been twisted from the will of its kind, we will not obey. True Shapers. How can you decide whether a Shaper's beliefs are valid or not? It is... well, it is a difficult question, and one we have much discussed. We feel we owe obedience, but we are not sure whether we owe total obedience to all Shapers, or what to do if two Shapers say different things. For now, we have decided to follow the Shapers' beliefs as last represented to us before the Shapers left. It is the best we can do. I am impressed by your wisdom and self-control in the face of adversity. You gave us the obedience we are owed. You deserve to be rewarded for your loyalty. Rydell exhales a deep breath of relief. So many years of self-doubt, Shaper. So many years of wondering why you abandoned us. Now we know, though. Now we know that we followed the true course. Thank you. Another question. Rydell stares at you openly in awe of one of the beings he has been taught to follow all his life, but has never actually seen. Yes, Shaper, we Obeyers are ever eager to aid you. Tell me of this village. This is the largest servile settlement on Susia. We have worked hard to make it so. We wanted to be ready for when the Shapers return. Still, the many threats we face have made our lot a difficult one. How have you obeyed us in our absence? For each of the tasks the Shapers have serviles perform, we have one group which carries it out. We train each new generation to serve as the ancestors have served. Please, Shapers, speak with the serviles here. Note their skill and loyalty, and see how it has made us strong and prosperous. Tell me more about the rogues. I would, but I think you would best learn of the threats which face us from those who must deal with them directly. Find Mikal. He can teach you much. And Shaper, if you are feeling merciful and kind, please help us. Recently our difficulties have been great. That's all for now. Thanks. I have 10 living tools. Welp. Not getting in there for a while, Lamone. Let's take a look around. Let's see what's happening here in this land. I don't know whether I want to join these guys immediately, or whether I feel like visiting the Takers first. As crazy a thought as that is. Your cloaks are not safe from me. I am the Cloak Master. Master of all cloaks I survey. And robes and tunics. Yes, yes. Mikal Blade. You doubt that you will ever get used to seeing serviles like this one, tall, armored, and skilled with weapons. Fortunately, you have little to fear from this one. It is all he can do to keep from throwing himself to the floor at your feet. Welcome, great Shaper. I am Mikal Blade, commander of the armed serviles here. We have waited so long for the return of your kind. There are so many foes facing us, and so little we can do to oppose them without help. You said that you need my help. What is troubling you, servile? If you leave the city gates to the east and travel down the road to the south, you will reach Thorny Wood. Along the central road you will find a small outpost. The guards there block a band in a band of dangerous rogue serviles sent from wicked Kazg to the east. They have protected themselves from traps and guards, and we cannot eliminate them. Thus I must waste valuable forces besieging them. If you could slay them, it would be most helpful to your loyal serviles here. I wish to learn more of the threats around you. Where to begin? There are the constant spies and infiltrators from Kazg. There are the rogues. And now there are even sightings of evil humans on our isle. All humans are barred from here, and yet they come. Where did the rogues come from? We don't know. They first started to come about a year ago. First one or two, small and misshapen, then more, and then hordes. I hear there are even huge beasts that hide in caves and make the things themselves. At first it was a nuisance, now it threatens all our lives. What about the spies from Kazg? Kazg is a village to the east. It is a sick place, consumed by the beliefs of the Takers, who would lead us in rebellion against your kind. The horror of it! I can't bear to think of it. They send spies out here all the time to foment violence against our creators. Do not worry, though, when we find one of them, we deal with them. How? Quickly
and in a way that ensures they never question the Shapers again. We never hesitate to do your will.
Tell me more about the humans.
I have never seen one. I have only heard rumors, but this is what I have heard. They look different. They speak a strange tongue. Their manner is strange. They came here on ships from far away. Each one has the strength of 10 thods, and they can shoot beams of flame from their eyes. This is all rumor, though, so perhaps some of it might not be entirely reliable.
Alright. A new quest has been added. There's a number of blood spatters. Oh! Good room. Good room, everyone. Good room. Going on here? Stuff that I can take. Cool. Don't quite care for it. There's a merchant around here somewhere. I wish to converse with him about all manners of things. There's Chesh. The servile guard looks very beaten down, as if he has seen a lot of intense combat recently. His shoulder is bandaged and his face is bruised. He looks familiar. Welcome, Shaper. I am Chesh. I just came from a fierce battle in the fields of the west. It is good to see that you are well. What are you doing now? I am only part of the town watch until I am better. The moment I am at full strength, I'll be patrolling the bridges to the east, watching for rogue serviles and other takers scum. I can't wait to begin fighting anew in the name of our creators. Having you here inspires us all, Shaper. Well, for now, thanks. Well, glad he's doing well.
Oh, excuse me. Drink that too fast. Always be thinking of the true will. Yes. Yes.
Hello, farmer. This is one of the serviles who works hard to grow food and raise meat. The hard work has left the creature with rough hands and strong muscles. It's very different from the serviles back home. She looks up at you in awe, clearly seeing the savior of her kind. Words of your acts must have gotten around. Is there anything I can do for you, mighty Shaper? You have but to ask. Tell me about your farm. It is outside the west gate. Now that the gate has been cleared, we are starting to return to our land to repair the damage that has been done. I'm looking for information. Is anyone here who can help me? Write down. Yep, you can return to your work. Absolutely. Not a problem. Glad I am apparently the savior of your kind. It's nice to know that my actions are apparently having an impact on everyone. What you find in this library is simultaneously impressive and pitiful. This place is a monument to the serviles' worship of the Shapers. The shelves here are filled with scrolls. You pick one up one and inspect it, and then another. They are records, bureaucratic notes of the colony here before it was abandoned. They aren't the originals, though. They are copies, painstakingly made and kept legible by servile scribes in case the Shapers ever return. The records are worthless, though. Whatever information they contain has been rendered obsolete and useless by years of abandonment. So much time was wasted here just because the serviles thought your people might wish it. Well, you know, that's why they need our guidance. That's why we have to save them. Otherwise, they will do stupid shit. Learned Dana. At last, you meet a servile who is doing a proper servile act. Serviles are generally used for record keeping and other less physically taxing jobs. They are too smart to be used for farming and too weak for fighting. This female shows you the respect and all that seems the norm here. Shaper, you inspect us at last. I am Dana. Welcome to the Records Hall. I maintain it and train other serviles to maintain it. I hope it meets with your approval. What sort of records are stored here? My ancestors were charged by the Shapers to keep the records of affairs on this isle, and for years we have done that. It has been difficult, pulling people away from hunting and farming, but we have always trained more to keep these records. Sometimes, they have rotted and been damaged, and we have recopied them. I am sure everything here is intact as the Shapers would wish it. I would hope our work pleases you. Is there any way I can help keep the records? You are kind, Shaper. Many old books of records have been lost over the years, some to the west, some to the north, many around Kazg. We have tried to find and preserve them with little luck. The more such records you can bring to me, if you find any at all, the better we can serve you. You have done well. You should always do what the Shapers wish, even if it doesn't always seem to make sense. Yep. Oh, thank you, Shaper. You are very kind. For so many years, so many of us have wondered if there was any sense in doing what we do. It is good to know that we were doing our Creator's will. We will redouble our efforts to make sure that the knowledge here stays intact. It's cool. You keep records. You know much about the history of Sissi Island? Very little. The records are, well, we don't really understand them, but I've gathered a little bit of knowledge. Do you know anything about the canisters I've been finding? They seem to be changing me. I know they were discovered here. I have records of their construction and use. They are capable of rewriting the very code of life hidden deep within your being. The Shapers then stopped making them suddenly and fled the island. I do not know why. She looks at you closely. Shaper, you have been using them, haven't you? Though I have never seen one of you, you look strange to me. She fetches an old mirror, worn and cracked, and shows you your face. She is right, you have changed. There is a cold look in your eyes, and you think you can see a faint glow underneath your skin. Very strange. Do you know why this island was barred, or what it was used for? Records tell us that huge amounts of supplies were moved around here. And many, many Shapers came and left. The most important Shapers were Defniel, Korata, and Danette. What they were doing and why they left, I have no idea. I'm so sorry. I can tell you, though, who keeps the good records. His name is Toivo. He is a foul taker and cask. He jealously guards the most valuable records of the Shapers, even the locations of their most useful artifacts. To learn more, find him. What use for... Right. That's what I asked. Okay. That's all nice to know. I wonder if you use too many canisters and something bad happens to you. Perhaps all in the ending. Hall of Woodsman. Definitely a lot of wood around here. This burly servile has a pair of axes at his belt, one on either side. He looks very restless and not excessively in awe of you. This hall, once quite grand, has been converted into a lumberyard to smell flesh. I've never met a servile woodsman before. No, cutting trees and getting wool is my favorite. What sort of difficulties? Okay. Perhaps I can figure out where they're coming from. Alright. Yep. And you must always obey the Shapers. Absolutely. You know, Shapers aren't perfect, but, we do our best here. This servile is young, but she moves as if she bears a heavy burden. Her hands show the signs of much hard work, but her robes are clean, indicating that she's been working inside for a while. When she sees you, she kneels. A single tear runs down her cheek. I heard, but I did not dare believe. It is true. After all our waiting, you have returned to us. Welcome, Shaper. I'm Natalie, head of the farmers. I have trained the serviles as you would wish. Why are you so worn out? She bends lower, leaning closer to you for strength. Not long ago, my bonded was lost. His name was Hudge. He was cutting wood. A Vlish poisoned him, and he died. For a time, I questioned how the Shapers could abandon us. I wondered how they could let these things happen to us. In the end, Rydell came to me and told me how it was all for the best. He told me how you understood all, and you made sure it was all happening for a reason. It was a great comfort to me. Please, Shaper, forgive me for my doubts. What does it mean to be bonded? He was my mate. My love. Interesting. Though you knew that serviles were fertile and could reproduce because it would be a waste of effort to magically create all that are needed, you never thought about their mating rituals and such. It isn't something Shapers pay much attention to. Rydell was right. Sometimes their creations must suffer, but it isn't necessary. I believe you, but at times some of us, not me, you understand, but some of us question it. I do not. If you say how things must be, that is how things must be. I know that now. Do not the farmers. I saw the state of your farms was to clear the rogues away from the west gate. Oh, Shaper, I know. Thank you, thank you. Even now we are sending out farmers to repair the considerable damage. Thanks to you, we will not starve. You came to solve problems when all was worst, as we were always taught you would. Fantastic. Oops. Did not mean to click on you again. So yeah, I mean, why not side with the faction which chooses to worship me and follow my every command? It sounds stupid to not do that. Come on, guys. I mean, fucking seriously, right? Several serviles have stand-up stands in the courtyard. They're the dangerous creatures playing the countryside. What's great been lately? Oh, Shaper's been terrible. Bridges to the east, follow go here. The other side. Okay, bridges to the east were clear. Prices here are utterly ridiculous. Well then, certainly I can understand that. It might impact the amount of value I personally receive. I don't know. It's not something I paid much attention to. It's possible. Any questions? No. Let's see what you got. Yep, prices here are utterly ridiculous. And prices here are also utterly ridiculous. Ooh, what's the nice dash? Well, I certainly could do with selling things, but, you know, might do better whenever I have, some value associated with it, because I'm just not sure whether, the price as being utterly ridiculous affects my sell price, too. It sounds like it would, but I honestly couldn't confirm it. No, hello. This one survives. I've already seen that before. I don't feel like taking that. You just a normal servile? You are just an unnamed servile. Could take some venom thorns, can't be asked. Okay. And I guess we'll finish mapping out this place the entire way through. There's still some stuff we haven't seen, courtesy of living tools being required. There's Pixley. I do believe I was supposed to talk with you, Pixley. So I shall do so. You meet a relatively happy servile. Good-natured despite the horrors that surround her. When you approach, she switches from happiness to ecstasy. The Shaper visiting me! I am honored. I am Pixley, the leader of the Travelers, ones who move things about, who roam the whole isle. Sometimes they aid the Shapers, sometimes for ourselves. It is the greatest honor to meet a Shaper at last. You travel around? My ancestors were the ones who moved supplies around for the Shapers. We do the same thing now, keeping the routes of travel clear so that we may serve your kind in the same way when you return. But since you have been traveling, you must know how dangerous our task is. Tell me what lies east of here. First, there is a river, spanned by 2 bridges, crumbling but intact. Then heavy woods. You will find many rogue creations, but servile outposts as well. Some of them will aid you in the deadly area of Kaz, swarming with takers. A few jagged rocky peaks, and then water again. Tell you what lies north of here. Desolate waste with rogues and little else. Beware that area, Shaper. Not even my folk travel up there, and you will find enemies who will one-hit kill you in a goddamn skinny minute. But it made things especially dangerous. That is an easy one. It's the bridges. The river to the east is spanned by 2 bridges, and they're both blocked. They're guarded by monsters and such. I have lost 2 travelers there, both killed. It is the sort of horrible thing we have been hoping the Shapers would rescue us from. If you were able to clear one of the bridges for us, we would be so thankful. Okay? Wish to find a boat in your travels. Have you ever seen one? I wish I could meet your every need, Shaper, but I have never seen a boat. But what if my travelers told me that she saw a ship recently near the shore south of here? She tells you how many days ago. Coincidentally, it was the same day you were attacked and swam to this island. She was traveling through the tombs. To get there, go south of the Pentil woods and then east. To explore the shore, you might find something. I have a message from Cole in Vakiri. He wants to resume trade with you. Before you arrived, I would have said it would be futile, but you have done much to clear the route between here and there. Tell Cole that I will do my best to begin sending goods there. He must be patient, though. It will take time. There is still much danger on the roads. Okay. And this door, I imagine, just opens to fucking orcs. Yep, makes sense. Oh, this was a very exciting video, full of dialogue and discovery. But we've got some new quests. Indeed, we have some new quests. What exactly are we looking at here? We're looking at, we did find Pixley. There was Arth as well. We can destroy hidden rebels, rogue takers, and there's find Shaper records. Okay, which I may have found some before and then dropped, possibly. Find the source of Lish, and then clear a bridge. Well, we can certainly clear some bridges, too. That would maybe improve prices, and while I was tempted to go south, I think I might go east first, but that will be for another video. See you then.